The Sexual Offences Act prescribes harsh and deterrent sentences for sexual offenders with a view to sending warning messages to society about the seriousness of sexual-related crimes. Further, the law does not provide for understanding of the reasons why they committed the offences in the first place and also helping them lead normal lives when they are through with prison terms.
Mali ni muhimu, ni utukufu kwa jamii na kizazi cha usoni. Tuwalinde kutokana na udhalimu kwa niaba ya jamii. Jamii ni kiungo muhimu.
However, a women's rights organization, the Coast Women in Development, has been in the forefront of sensitizing convicted sexual offenders so that they can change their ways and even lead in the campaigns against sexual violence. Dubbed Badilika, which means change the program, has been significant in helping convicts reassess themselves and change their perceptions about women.
Naona kwamba ni vizuri niwe hili kusudi niweze kupata mafunzo. Nikitoa mfano tu,
I found it wise to be taught so that I can be an ambassador against sexual gender-based violence. There is a problem in the society as many people still believe in early marriages, and this is because there is little sensitization about the dangers of marrying of minors. I'm sure if I went back to society to educate them, then I will have helped them address that particular problem.
Kuweza kuhamasisha katika njia hizi, utapata basi utakuwa umesaidia jamii kusonga mbele kimaendeleo.
Mimi nilihukumiwa kifungo cha miaka 10 tarehe 30 mwezi wa 11 mwaka wa
I was jailed for 10 years in November 2010 after being convicted of a indecent act. I did not know that I had done wrong, but after meeting Coast Women in Development, I knew that I had done a wrong. I like what they taught me about sexual gender-based violence and cultural beliefs about women. Now I know that I should take care of women.
Women group developer walinifundisha kitu kinachofanya mtu anakuwa na dhuluma na kuweza kutenda dhuluma ni ile dhana ya wanaume ambao tumekuwa nayo ya kujionyesha kwamba wewe ni mwanaume. Nimejifunza mengi, na hasa kwanza tulikuwa katika seminar juzi ya kuweza kueleza kwamba kila wakati na kila mmoja na kila mahali tunapasa kuweza kujihadhari.
The program, which is the first of its kind in Kenya, was started through the initiative of Dr. Chris Laming, an Australian professor of sociology. It will now see the first convict released back to society in the coming weeks.
Miaka miwili nilikuwa rumande nikifanya kesi yangu. Alafu nikafungwa miaka miwili.
I was jailed for 5 years. For 2 years I was still in remand. I'm happy about the Coast Women in Development and what they taught me about sexual violence against women. I'm sure that after I'm through with this sentence, I will be able to create awareness amongst men about the danger of sexual gender-based violence.
Hiyo ni kosa na adhabu yake iko pia.
Prison authorities lauded the program, which they say works well within prison reforms and helps the prisoners to understand themselves.
The life of a prisoner is just a continuity of life, like the one you would have gone through when he was out there. So that he is incarcerated, but he's leading a normal life like anybody. So in that way, the lifestyle was enhanced, the academic programs were enhanced, and new programs were also introduced. Like for example, you have programs like the Nimebadilika group coming on board, coming up with a team that we are calling Badilika group. These are sexual related offenders who have been imprisoned because of sexual related offenses. And the Badilika group, as the word says, that it's believed that they have changed. And to be able to give them a meaningful change, we want even to tell the community that these people, despite that they offended the community need to accept their karma, they have changed. And because we cannot do alone this program, the reforms, as I've said again, we are bringing on board stakeholders, NGOs, even the community, to be able to come in touch with the prisoners, to open our doors so that the community comes in. They are involved in these programs as they see these prisoners go through the Badilika program like the one we have at hand, and by the end of the day, when this person goes out, they will actually be convinced that this person has actually changed. So when he goes back there, there's no stigma, there's no labeling, the person goes and continues with life. It has become a problem before when we were isolating ourselves with the stakeholders and the community, whereby even after taking them through a program where they are changed, the people, because they did not know how this person can be termed as changed, when they go back there, they were facing a lot of problems because the community was not accepting.
While expressing optimism about the success of the program, Executive Director Betty Sharon says it has been an important learning experience in understanding sexual offenders and how they can be used to sensitize fellow men about the need to observe women's rights.
It is voluntary. We don't force them. But again, we work only with those who are ready to change. There are so many sexual offenders in Shimolatewa, but we identified a group of 15. The challenge was to make these men come out and accept that they had committed the offense. Then after some time, through more counseling and training and talking them, dialogue, and also creating awareness, making them understand the impact of sexual gender-based violence, because it is not only affecting the victim, it is also affecting the perpetrator. The sexual offenders are most stigmatized in jail, and they will tell you that those who have been sentenced because of murder will ask, they say that they ask them, you agreed that you did this. They also stigmatize themselves, or preventing violence through talking to the children and to the women, and we are not talking with the real perpetrators, then there's nothing we are doing. That's what we realize. But now when you are talking to the perpetrators and you are changing them, then that is, we are preventing violence, we are minimizing. The project has been a success, and it can change even these sexual offenders. We can use them, the one that we have trained, to go and train others, rehabilitate others in other jails.
Stakeholders are, however, unanimous that there is need to address the gap between the law, which prescribes harsh sentences for offenders, and cultures, which is the basis of the acts of some of the offenders.
Being in prison is a way of helping this person to realize his mistake and change. But there's something else I would like to call the government, the lawmaker to consider. There is something that is not right. There is misunderstanding between the law and the culture. The community are still practicing what they feel is right as their culture, and what they are practicing as they feel as right, it's against what has been put in the law. So you realize, as I feel I'm innocent doing what I'm doing, I'm contravening the law. And by the end of the day, you realize these people come to prison. I want to give examples like, for example, the age, marrying an underage person. To some community, it is okay. In fact, this child is given by the parent to this man. But the law does not allow that his child. The person who is married is already a child. So mine is, I would request something to be done for the community to be sensitized a lot. Let them be made to realize where the culture and the law do not meet or they contravene. The other thing I would like also to be done, especially in defilement. You realize we have very old prisoners who are brought here for offense of defilement. It is wrong. They have committed that offense. But can we try and see why are the very old committing that offense? Can we come up with a study? Can we try and find out, so that we come up with a recommendation way forward? How can we be able to help these very old people?
As much as they have been convicted of defilement, you find that they were friends. And in most cases, these are age mates that are adventuring. But you find that the boy is at Boston, but the girl is at home. And sometimes their cases are very, very challenging because the boy is at Boston, but the girl sometimes is living at the home of the boy. Those are the challenges we are facing, and I would like to urge the government maybe to amend the Sexual Offences Act or bring in policy that can protect the boy child the same way it is protecting the girl child.